Hello, everybody. This is Nathan with Kotaku, and today I'm going to be giving you a quick kind of look at a new Steam game called the Solus project. It's kind of a single player survival game, so as opposed to a lot of survival games which are multiplayer focused and tend to be more about, teamwork and camaraderie or messing with people and, capturing them and trapping them in your base, or just, dinosaurs. This one is about experiencing a story while also trying to survive in extremely harsh conditions that, to be frank, border on unfair in my opinion, but we'll get to that in a little bit. So first, I'm going to show you the opening to the game because, at least by genre standards, it is pretty elaborate. So let's jump into that really fast. Afterwards, I'm going to jump forward to kind of where I am in the game and show you what it's like to adventure around a little bit and probably die of hypothermia, because that's kind of just how it goes down.
Departure from Solus 3 successful.
Zlata? Yuri? Can you hear me?
Warning, atmospheric entry imminent.
Where is everyone? Did anyone make it to the drop pods?
Do not disengage safety arms.
Eamon? Lars? Is anyone there?
Warning, impact imminent. Atmospheric readings nominal.
Alright, so off to a auspicious start. But I mean, there are worse, abandoned planets to be stranded on. At least this one looks nice. So yeah, off the bat you can pick your difficulty. I'm just going to go with normal. And here's a fun menu option, which is you get to pick what units of measurement the game uses and conveys information to you in. Very handy. I'm going to go with the US stuff because I'm from America, the one country that doesn't use the metric system. So, the beginnings of the game are pretty linear, and that it's just sort of teaching you how to survive. So I get this thing. This is sort of my general information scanner slash Pokedex.
Survival overseer node active. Wilson interfacing with operator. Operator vital signs detected.
Now, all of these vital signs are super key in that any one of them, if it's out of whack, my health starts depleting super fast, and I will likely die. That will especially come into play later when, well, I probably die. But for now, let's work with some of the game's arbitrary or somewhat arbitrary logic in regards to crafting. So the crafting is pretty context-based, which is nice. You don't have to worry about picking up every last little object. There are a lot of things you just can't pick up. So when you find something you can pick up, it's probably important. Like these rocks. So I'm going to grab one rock. And when I first played this part, I was like struggling trying to figure out what to do because it's really very arbitrary. So here are these wires. They're blocking my path. I can't go under them. Fair enough. If I scan them, the game tells me that it requires a tool. Fair enough. But the issue that I came up against was, well, I can't hit them with this rock. Here's another rock, but you know, I mean, what am I going to do with two rocks? Build like a little rock tower and then be tall and get over the wires? No, that would make too much sense. Also, the game doesn't allow it. So eventually, after just wandering around for a while, I put the two rocks together, and that made a sharp rock. Which I guess if you really think about it, sort of makes sense. You chip away the rock and turn it into a sharper rock. But it doesn't feel quite as natural as a lot of the solutions I would have come up with in any other game. So that kind of threw me. But ultimately, got past it, got a cable. The game informs me of, I think these are controller controls, because there's nothing on the keyboard that maps to any of that. And everything having to do with my scanner. And we're off. So now things have opened up a little bit. I'm out here. I'm in the first act of the game, Stretch of Desolation, which is also the name of my dark post-rock album. And hey, conveniently here are some supplies from a crashed ship, including food, which I can open by bashing it with my sharp rock. I don't need to eat yet, so I'm just going to hold on to that. And a note. Now, that's kind of horrible advice, because what I've found is that exploring when you're in a precarious situation, for instance, off the top of my head, dying of hypothermia, usually just makes you die faster. If things are precarious, you want to deal with the problem that you have quickly. Okay, this is better. So all of these notes are pretty self-explanatory. But yeah, basically, if you're in a bad spot, you want to work on your survival as quickly as possible.
I need to last long enough to report something back to Prolus Command. Better have a look around and see if anything, or anyone, survived.
More food and some very useful parts. Good to have a supply of water, though. Yeah, here's a pipe. I'll be wanting that later. Some more food. One thing that bothers me is that, so, there's some games where they start you off in a state that could be described as, you know, decent. Like, you're going to become more powerful and better over the course of the game, but when you start, you're alright. There are others where they start you out in a state that's pretty shitty, and you've got to become not shitty before you do anything else. This, unfortunately, is the latter. So you start off and you have a super small inventory, and you're just kind of generally pitiful. And you know, that's survival games in a nutshell, but I wish my inventory was just a little bit bigger, because inventory juggling gets very annoying early on. For now, though, let's just drink some water. Complete these very basic objectives on how to survive. It's also worth noting that this cave is desperately cold, so staying in here for too long would give me hypothermia, which is this game's #1 killer. So for the moment, let's just go through here, bust some of this, take it, and then move forward to the next objective, which is making a torch that will last me forever. This game is strange in that some elements of it strive to be as realistic as possible. Like, you know, they want you to be dealing with these elements and the consequences of them. So that's why, and I swear to God, I'm not just obsessed with this. It comes into play way too much in this game, but that's why the hypothermia is such a big thing, is, you know, you get really cold, you get hypothermia, you die. The game is pretty strict about that if you don't deal with it. But what I'm about to do here is make a torch that will burn forever. So actually, let's do this in order, because when I was playing earlier, what I found is if you don't do it in the right order, the game's not going to accept what you did, and the objective will stay the same, even though I made the torch. So let's make sure that everything pans out here. There's that. Now I have this. I can soak it in oil. And then I can just go position my entire body right in front of this flame. Most people would be incinerated by this. I'm gonna be alright. I've now made my torch that will burn until the end of time, according to my inventory. Burns forever. So, cool. I did the things. Scavenge some food. Oh, wait. I grabbed the food first. I think I have once again confused the game. If you don't do all these objectives in the right order, the game gets thrown off. So now it wants me to make the torch, which I did too soon. Yep, I gotta make another torch. Locate something to cut down. Hey, what do you know? Alright, now I can combine these things. Toss that on the ground. Get this. Put them together. Grab the thing. So far, my guy's doing alright. I'm getting a little bit low on water, but whatever. I can drink it soon and be okay. Okay, let's make a second torch, which I will immediately throw on the ground. So, now my current forward vector, after completing the tutorial prologue, is to just explore. It's pretty cool.
All three, this is Solus command. Calling from the city of capital ship Oaks near Plano. Check it in for a status update. We received general emergency readings from a satellite relay right before your designated landing time. Is everything okay? Your feed stopped a while ago. Solus 3, I don't want to panic you, but the other colony ships here in the fleet are getting antsy. We have a 15-year journey ahead, and our for you.
So you've got quite a bit of story stuff that pops up as you're going along.
Dehydration imminent.
I've encountered a few... Oh god.
Warning.
Why am I getting heat stroke?
Stroke registered.
Okay, okay. Let's eat and drink really fast. I know. This game gets really obnoxious about everything when you're not doing things the way that it likes. So now I've got heat stroke, which is bad, because my character is not just going to go back to normal unless I do something about it. My health is ticking down pretty quickly. I'm going to go for the water, which should take care of my problem. I know, imminent heat stroke again. There we go. Just gonna chill out here for a second. Admire. There really are some beautiful views in this game. It's not technically the most astounding game ever, like the textures are alright, but the art direction's pretty cool. It definitely has a fairly unique look to it in the grand scheme of vaguely realistic looking games. Okay, so I'm now, you know, well, I'm still very warm, but I'm not so warm that I'm gonna die. Let us proceed onward to what have we there? Seems smart to find out. That is empty. Unfortunately, here's a beacon which I can use to mark locations. That'll come in handy in a little bit. Stretch of Desolation 2, which is the second part of my post-rock concept album series. And here's my first artifact, which, yeah, just boosts stats in a very minimal way that I presume add up over time, but I've never really played enough of the game to see just how much of a difference they can make. So after exploring a little bit, I have found my new objective. I need to get to this thing somehow. I can't get past this part. There are a bunch of conveniently placed pipes here, because of course that's how the spaceship exploded. It's a video game where the entire environment is out to fuck me. But hey, note. Man, whoever wrote this survival handbook had a pretty grim view of the way things were gonna go down. Like, you know, just in case, here on page 8 is in case your ship explodes in a horrible catastrophe and you're stranded all alone on a planet. Right after the introduction, that's chapter 1. Okay, so something's happening over here. Seems like that might be worth investigating. Also, there's no reason for me to be carrying that anymore. I think I have another canister. So, it's my temperature. It's doing alright. Don't want to be carrying my torch yet, because that'll heat me back up, and then I will once again get heat stroke. What do you know? This sure seems convenient. So, teleport device. This is useful not in the portal sense of put one portal in one place, put one in another, immediately teleport, very quick, very easy, whatever. This is more like setting up a home base point. So you put your portal in one spot and then you can return there at any given moment if need be. It's especially useful because night in this game is merciless, and so as soon as the sun sets, you don't want to be out in the cold. So it's good to set a portal in or a teleport thing in a cave and immediately teleport back there as soon as you realize that you are dying. So, handy. I'm going to go ahead and... Why am I carrying a normal rock? I don't need that. Okay. Gonna grab and consume some water. I'll say. Gonna get a couple things of food. How am I doing on water overall? Got one. That's fine. I can just refill it in the ocean. So, sun's going down. Let's check the temperature really quick. It's getting cold. My character apparently is just perpetually running a fever. But yeah, so probably a good time to start looking out for some shelter. Fortunately, it's almost as though I've played this before. Thank you, tooltip thing. So I'm gonna go hit up a friendly neighborhood cave. Hey guys. So yeah, the temperature's already going down, so is my character's body temperature. Going to go into a place, because okay, so when I was first playing, a thing that I tried that really just didn't work out at all, and ended in abject catastrophe, was I went back to that original cave from the beginning where I was grabbing supplies for my torch and stuff. What happened then is I went to sleep, which is a way that you regain energy, which is very important, and also the way that you save. And I thought, oh, this will be perfect. I'm in this safe little haven of a cave that the game pointed out to me. Makes a lot of intuitive sense. This is probably a good place for me. The character woke up, was super dehydrated and dying of hypothermia. Lesson learned. So, later in my exploring, I found this cave, which seems very preferable in that I think it is a warmer location. Yeah, it's definitely warmer. The other cave was like 23 degrees. And also it's full of convenient treasure. So here's an artifact. And not even done yet. I'm gonna go behind here. What do you know? Got myself another artifact. Super shoe. I find it funny that that increases my character's movement speed, given that he's going to be physically wearing one giant old boot that probably doesn't fit him, so he's going to be running with like his normal leg and his boot leg and clomping along. It's great. It's a great mental image, but it doesn't really lend itself to feats of athleticism unless you consider moving despite a horrible giant boot that's 1,000 years old to be, you know, athletic. Maybe you do. I don't know. Not gonna judge. Alright, so at this point, it's nighttime, it's cold. My character's not exhausted yet, but it seems like it would be a smart idea for me to wait out the night instead of going out and braving the elements, which will probably kill me. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm good on food and water for the most part, but I really don't trust this game on that front. So we're gonna see what happens, but there's a chance that this will put me on death's door. Let's see. It's 40 degrees. What is it if I put away my torch? Yikes. Okay. Fortunately, I have two of them, so I'm gonna drop one on the ground. That should keep my temperatures up. What? Okay, climate anomaly detected is not something that's happened to me in my time playing this game. I'm now going to give in to my intense curiosity and find out what's going on. Some ominous music. Some ominous ass music. Jesus. This is like the super electronic. Whoa. Oh shit. That's really bad. Ah! Get in the cave, get in the cave, get in the cave. That's not the cave. I'm really in trouble here. Cave, 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 cave. That's fair. I feel like this is about all I can do to survive right now. Robot voice, but thank you for caring. Well, on the upside, I'm not freezing to death. And I wasn't taken away to the Wizard of Oz land by some sort of evil homing tornado. I think I'm in good shape. It's snowing, that's pleasant. Alright. You know, things could be worse. Now, about that sleep that will help me survive. Before I do that, let's toss this on the ground, like I was saying before. Hey now. That's some real bullshit. That was a forever torch. That was my forever torch. I need that to survive. I'm now hesitant to throw this one on the ground. Okay, cool. Torch on ground. Eat food. So as to make sure that I don't die while I sleep. Because the tuning of the survival elements in this game is a little wonky. But yeah, let's do some sleeping. So I'm gonna sleep for 2 hours just as kind of like a test for this. A test bed, if you will. I'm sorry, that was absolutely terrible. Alright. My person falls asleep as though someone hit them on the back of the head with a rock. Awake and not dying. Okay, so now I'm probably gonna actually sleep for longer. Oh, fantastic. Good sleep quality. I'm gonna grab this really fast, see what time it is outside. Seems like it's still cold. Yeah. Okay, so let's do a couple more hours of sleep. This, the most entertaining video game in the world. What's going on with it? Just a rock. Ah! Don't fall through the ground, I need you. Okay. Sleep a little longer.
Sleep quality good.
Hopefully that's good enough. You know it. I'm so good at sleeping in video games. Alright, it's daytime. It's great. I'm optimistic. And I don't need this can. I should do a smart thing really fast. I'm going to go ahead and put a teleporter in my little cave. Just covered in spider webs despite the complete lack of apparent spiders on this planet. Don't know what the deal is there. Wasn't that glamorous. Sure, I'll eat this plant. Just consumed a strange alien plant. I don't give a fuck. So, dilemma from earlier was that we could not get through and into that cave because there's stuff in the way. Oh yeah, if you want some fun story bits, here's this whole little story of somebody's diary. So yeah, it's all very grim and sad. Probably a suicide mission, whatever. The other notes are basically about this character having met somebody else who's also on the mission. Only the difference is that they're leaving behind their kids. Which, you know, nice little bit of writing. So right now it's raining, it's wet, which can contribute to a drop in temperature and leave you in kind of bad shape. But from what I can tell, it's not the worst thing ever unless you're already pretty cold. Now we have another climate anomaly. Oh, gee. Fuck. Swear to God, I did not get this number of anomalies when I was playing earlier. Kind of in a bad spot right now. I hope it doesn't, like, follow me. Oh, jeez. Come on, come on, come on. To quote ska music, pick it up. Okay. Found a cave. Should be safe. Seems like it worked that way last time. It's cold, but my character's body temperature's good. I'm just gonna stay in here, you know? Seems cozy enough. It's very rainy, but I don't know if the anomaly has actually passed yet. It hasn't. Is it just waiting for me outside of the cave? Some dick weather. Just like, yeah, you know, just when you get a free second, maybe come out and we can hang, talk a little bit. It's okay. I'm just a giant tornado, but that doesn't mean that we can't be friends. Of course it is. Okay. Back away from death's door. One problem that I have with this game is that if you don't, like, perform your actions really fast, if you don't eat really quickly or drink really quickly or whatever, and you've put your torch down, your character gets cold really quickly, and so suddenly you're, like, dying when you just put away your torch for a second. Which also kind of doesn't make its own... It doesn't really follow any sort of internal logic, because your character has this infinitely burning torch on them. Theoretically, they're holding it somewhere. It's not like it just disappeared, so they shouldn't be freezing to death just from taking a sip of water. It's all very... I don't know, that irks me. Okay, so... Let's see. Is this thing still waiting for me? No, okay, it went back into space. Goodbye, space tornado. What wonderful times we had. So, if this is wet, and it sucks, but I need to get to the other side of this area to maybe make it to the cave. Oh, geez. That's not what I wanted to do at all. This is interesting. The last time I traversed this area, it was, the water was significantly lower, so I could physically run across it, instead of having to swim right now. Which suggests that there is quite a bit of difference in the way that the world presents itself based on the weather at the time. That's neat. Just gonna keep on slowly swimming. So I need to get to this cave. Incidentally, I don't really know exactly where the entrance is. The character's an impressively strong swimmer, given that he's swimming with one arm. while holding the torch. So the issue that I had here earlier is that I reached this point and then realized that I'd kind of just looped back around to one of the areas I had already been and didn't really have any knowledge of where the cave was after that. Oh no, did I put out my torch by going underwater? Ah shit. That's really very bad. I may have just punched my ticket to Hypothermia Town, which is about as unsexy as it sounds. Yep, and starting to get cold too. Yeah, it's a little difficult to figure out where exactly this game wants me to go in regards to getting inside this cave. Right now I'm definitely in a situation where my priority should probably be relighting my torch, especially because I think it's starting to get in-game late. It's a little suggestive of a video game. Interesting, interesting. Hey, stuff. Also, storage space. Thank God. Cool. And I'm just made out of food and water, and not just in the literal sense of, you know, being a human being who's made out of food and water. Ooh. Neato.
Operator quit.
Alright, so I've got more storage space. Things are going decently in that respect. Here's another diary note. It's fine. But yeah, so I think I might be getting close to the cave entrance. I really should do something about my torch, but I'm so close, and I just want to know what this beacon thing is. Sun is definitely setting. I mean, you would think there'd be an entrance around here. Maybe the problem is that I'm functionally blind. Wish there was an easy way for me to come across more fire that didn't involve, you know, or involve going all the way back to my ship. There's some water, some of those plants, but nothing with which to make the almighty caveman tool of fire. Me want fire to fend off creatures and elements and all that bad shit, as the cavemen put it. Well, this is something of an annoying conundrum.
Dehydration.
Yeah. Drink water. Stay in school. Well, given that at this point I'm just running around staring at walls until they turn into caves, or at least hoping that they become caves, think this is where I'm going to leave off, because this is kind of gives you an idea of what the game is about. Single-player survival with a bit of a story, and lots of built-in elemental danger. I'm surprised, to be honest, that I didn't get hypothermia at all this time through, because in my previous playthrough it was just kind of a constant battle against it. This time I think that I wisened up to the nature of the elements in this game, and the key is to just sort of find protection at night before you know, invariably freeze to death, or get covered in water and freeze to death, or lose your torch and freeze to death, or any of those things. And also, you know, you can starve and all of that fun stuff. Anyway, look at this pretty setting. If I don't get back to a cave soon, I'm going to die. Anyway, thank you for watching, and of course, as always, ad nauseum, other words that mean repetition. Like, subscribe, you know, send me pictures of your cat, whatever you want to do, really. It's all fine. Anyway, bye.
Hey everyone, I feel like a complete buffoon, I think, is the term I'm going to go with, because I had an epiphany after doing my initial video of this game and realized, of course, the obvious way to get to this thing. I did not need to, in fact, run a giant circle around the island or really do any of that. All I actually needed to do was shoot my teleporter disc through there and teleport. Wow, that was much easier than all the other stuff I did. Sometimes I wonder if my particular brain was made to survive in this world, or well, in a survival-based setting. I think I'm doing fine in this one, but this is just more proof that if I was tossed into a hypothetical future in which everything was gone, but I did have access to a teleporter gun, I would just be woefully inept and would die within days. So let's see what this thing is. Oh gee, I think we're getting a weather anomaly here. Let's go ahead and switch over to my torch. But yeah, so we've got this nice cave system here. And a new area. Oh hey, I'm going to die of dehydration. I should probably do something about that, huh? Much better. So here we are, deep in one of the island's caves. It's very nice looking. It's called the Cave of the Illuminated, despite the fact that without my torch it would most certainly not be illuminated. I'm still wondering where the spiders who make these webs live, and if indeed they're spiders at all. Are there spiders in space? Was David Bowie right? May he rest in peace. Found a rock. It's pretty exciting. It's a deep pit. I don't think I want to go in there. What's going on with this, though? Craft, or I can just... Oh, it requires a rope for climbing. Fortunately, you might remember that we have this cable. Cable is a word that I can absolutely say, but only on good days. So there we go. Can I not climb it while I'm holding something? I'm gonna eat this plant. Okay, this is really gonna be a moment of faith. I might just die here. Ah, here we go. Yes. Climb? Climb? Are you going to climb? Character, what are you doing? This is There we go. Apparently climbs ropes face first. Seems like a really good idea to me. But his face, when he lands, makes footprints. If anyone wants to draw a picture of this hypothetical person, I'm very interested to see your interpretation of this man's physiology. Okay. Here we are. Getting another artifact. That was not my objective. Go, 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 go. Okay, I guess I can just skirt around the outside here. Yep. And what do you know? This looks awfully snazzy. My character sounds like Steve Urkel when he jumps. It's like, eh. Alright, what am I doing on? Yeah, I'm fine. Not in danger of death by everything anytime soon. Am I still going the right way? Ooh. These appear to be eggs of a sort. So maybe there is life on this planet after all. Either that or it's just a planet of eggs. I mean, who wouldn't want to go to a planet that's just eggs? It'd be delicious. Got another object. Appeared to be part of a blade, maybe? I don't know. Look for the source of the sound. A rune. Worship tabulate. Okay then. Haha! Now it's not quite as dark anymore. What a clever person I am.
Operator wet.
Thank you. Thank you for informing me. See, yeah, I'm just covered in liquid. Can light these on fire too. There we go, made myself a little fire. This would actually be an excellent place to sleep if my character needed it. He does not. Huh. Some kind of an altar. Something was happening here. What are these? Strange food. Better believe I'm gonna eat that. It actually took away some of my water, which is maybe not the greatest thing for me right now, since my character's pretty thirsty. But I can hear water, so I should be fine. Yep, time to get a drink. So yeah, as you can see, like, there are times at which this game very much goes in the direction of a sort of more linear exploration slash adventure game. Like, I'm just kind of going through a cave right now, dealing with some extremely light, not even puzzle solving, I'm just pushing buttons. But you get the idea. Oh hey, this can also save my progress. What a time to be alive. More bars? And the first ever wheel. What an exciting find. Yeah, we're just going into total puzzle solving mode at this point. Guess I'll just spin this around a little bit and see what happens. Okay, I spun it as much as I could. But I bet you... It's very dark, but I can probably just teleport through here. Or not. Go through. You can do it. Come on. Okay, well, it was an idea. Not a good one, but then it took me like an hour to figure out that I needed to teleport anywhere in the first place, so, you know. It is what it is. And what do you know? It's very pretty. But I'm also getting a pretty bad feeling about all of this. Venturing into mysterious caves where someone was very kind in leaving candles everywhere doesn't usually lead to good things. Just in general, dark spaces, candles everywhere, I mean, when's the last time that led to anything except a series of sacrificial altars or like a goth rave? Resistance to hypothermia from what appeared to be an inflatable water tube. Mechanism can lower requires water. Interesting. So what you're telling me is that I need to go fill a thing with some water and come back. Gotcha. Perfect. Alright. It's finally time to not be a no, we're going even deeper. False alarm. Yep. Cave of the Illuminated 3. I swear to God, everything in this game is just the name of a prog rock song. Ah! Well, fuck you too. Okay, what is your deal? Spiky ball thing. Stay away, stay away. Okay. So I'm afraid of everything, but it doesn't want to hurt me, it just doesn't want to hang out with me. Which hurts me emotionally, but not physically. So it's all good. Yes, that's right. Let's all be good friends and not... Stay away. You stay away from me, I stay away from you. It all works. It's all a good system. Okay.
Dehydration imminent.
Well, it's a shame that there's not any water anywhere.
Operator wet.
I swear if I die of dehydration while standing in tons of water. I really do need some water though. This is becoming something of a conundrum. I hear water. Where are you? There we go.
Operator wet.
Don't mind me, just drinking up some water with my torch. Let's go ahead and fill this up. Cross pool of tidal water and continue investigation. If you insist.
Operator wet.
Alright, so at risk of giving away too much more, I think I'm going to go ahead and call it quits for now. Hopefully though that gives you an idea of the sort of span of this game, because it's not just a stranded on an island survival, deal with the weather and elements and all of that type of thing. It's also a kind of exploration focused adventure game where you have to deal with things like imminent death at all moments, because the human body is a frail vessel that just constantly wants to consume everything around it. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. See you next time.